Welcome. I'm going to show you how to edit the cupcake and lace mockup in Photopea. First of all, go to photopea.com in any web browser, photopea.com. I'm using Google Chrome just because it worked a little faster than Safari. So if you're having trouble with your web browser, you might want to try Google Chrome. Once Photopea is open, just double click Open from Computer and then find the mockup. And then it's going to load for a few seconds. Once it does, we're going to be using this Layers panel over here. So if you don't see the Layers panel, go to Window, Layers to bring it up. And now to insert our design on the topper, we're just going to click the arrow next to Cupcake, and then click the arrow next to Topper and Toothpick, and then the arrow next to Topper. And we'll just double click this thumbnail icon in the Design-Topper layer. And that's going to open up a smart object where we can paste the design. And we'll just go to File, Open, and find the design. And then select all, then Edit, Copy. And then we'll click back on the Smart Object tab up here. And then we'll go to Edit, Paste. If you need to, you can resize this just by clicking on any of the four corners and dragging. You want to hold down the Shift key while you're resizing to keep it from getting distorted. And then once everything's good, you can just go to File, Save Smart Objects, and it'll pop up a little message letting you know it's updated. So then you can close the smart object and your original design, and it'll put the topper on just like that. If you didn't need a circle topper, maybe your design is a different shape, you could just click the eye icon next to topper to turn off the topper, and then you would just repeat the steps where you go to File, Open, find your design, and then just go to Select All and Edit, Copy, and then this time you'd click back on the Mockup instead of a Smart Object tab, and you just go to Edit, Paste. And that would paste your design right into the mockup. And we can't see it right now. It looks like it pasted into the topper layer. So here's our design. We'll just click and drag it out of that layer. There we go. And you can just kind of click and drag it into place. If you didn't need the toothpick, you could just click the eye icon next to toothpick and turn that off. Maybe if your design goes right on top of the cupcake. You can also turn the ribbon on and off by clicking the eye icon. I'll turn the toothpick back on. You can change the color of the ribbon if you want to do that. Just click the arrow next to ribbon, and then click the thumbnail icon in the color dash ribbon layer. Double click it, and that'll open up the color picker. You can just click the any color in the rainbow slider, and then click in this gradiated box to change the lightness and darkness of that color. You can also enter in the values if you know them, and once you're good, click OK. If you don't see the color picker come up, it used to bring up the Info or Properties panel. So if it did that, you would want to have the Properties tab selected, then Layer, and then just double click the color swatch to open up the color picker if it doesn't automatically open. There are some pre-built colors for the ribbon as well. So if you want to use like this pink, blue, or gold, you could just click the eye icon to turn the color changing layer off, and then just click the eye icon for the pre-built colors layer group on, and then just click one of the eye icons next to the color you want to turn it on or off. If you're using a bow instead of a ribbon, you could click the eye icon to turn the ribbon off, and click the icon next to bow to turn that one on. You can click the arrow to expand the bow layer group, and then click this arrow to expand this layer, and then double click the thumbnail icon in the color dash ribbon layer to change the color of the bow, and we'll click in the gradiated box again and change the color of the bow. The bow also has pre-built colors, so if you wanted to use one of those, you could just click the eye icon next to the color layer to turn off the color changing layer, and then click the eye icon next to the pre-built colors layer to turn on the pre-built colors. You can click the arrow to expand, and you'll see there's a light blue, a pink, and a gold that you can turn on and off just by clicking the eye icons next to each layer. You can also change the color of the frosting. To do that, we'll click the arrow next to Cupcake, and then the arrow next to frosting, and you'll see this color dash frosting layer. You just want to double click the thumbnail icon in the color dash frosting layer, and you can change the frosting to any color just by clicking in this gradiated box, or you can enter the color values if you know them. And there are some pre-built colors here as well if you want to turn the eye icons, turn the eye icon off in the color dash layer, and then turn the eye icon on in the pre-built colors layer, and then just click the eye icons on and off to toggle through the different colors in the pre-built colors layer. There's white and chocolate. You can adjust the shading for the frosting here. If you want it to be a little more contrasty, you can turn the eye icon on next to more shading, and then click the more shading layer, and click the down arrow next to opacity, and you can drag the slider to the right to make it more contrasty, or the left to make it a little more subtle. If you want to adjust the shadows underneath the cupcake, you can just click the arrow next to shadows under Cupcake, and then click on any of the shadows, and click the down arrow next to opacity, and just drag the slider to the right to make the shadow darker, or the left to make it more subtle. So there are many options of what you can do with this mock-up. There's a bonus white background layer included. So if you wanted to change from this lace background to the white background, you just click the arrow next to backgrounds, and then you could click the eye icon next to lace background and turn that off, and click the eye icon next to the lace front layer to turn that off, and now you have a white layer if you want that. And now when you're all done, you can just go to File, Export as JPEG. If you want to use this online as a thumbnail like on Etsy. You can also go to File, Save as PSD if you wanted to save a layered PSD version on file. And that's all there is to editing the cupcake and lace mock-up in Photopea. Please message me at melissabmockups.com if you have any questions. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you get updates to future videos. And as always, this mock-up and other mock-ups are available at melissabmockups.com. Thank you.